super dead, or super dead. You can get even deader.
Super dead drums.
Super dead drums. Just like as dry as I could get it. These are totally dead. The name of the sample pack is Super Dead Drums, and as you can hear, they are super dead.
What's up, dude? Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Nice blue shirt. What have you been up to, man? Is it weird that I just walked in here holding this camera?
Got a permit for that thing? Man, so much. I've been doing a lot of stuff recently.
Anything like, anything unique and cool?
Yeah, I made a sample pack.
Like a
a
drum sample pack?
Yeah, like, that's all I can't play bass. Got this thing the other day too. This is...
Sample pack. Sample pack. So wait, hold on. What are these called again?
Tabla?
Tabla?
They're Indian drums, yeah.
You should make a tabla sample pack.
I shouldn't. But speaking of, I did make a sample pack of these drums.
Ooh. What year?
These are, I actually don't know the year. I think
50s or 60s?
They're 60s.
So these are the drums that you used on your 70s tone video that got like 2 million views?
Yes.
How crazy is that?
I was not expecting that at all. Yeah, it's super cool that that even happened. I actually, you know what? I got these drums from Peter Erskine.
Oh, really?
Who was my teacher at the time. And he used these drums on the Pink Panther 2 soundtrack. Because he wanted like something very authentic, like of the time. Which is a completely different sound because, you know, for the big band thing, you want bottom heads and you want them to be very toneful drums.
Sure.
And I totally was like, there's too much ring to them, man, so we're gonna take the bottom heads off and muffle them up.
Matching snare?
It does have a matching snare, yeah.
And did you use that when you made these samples?
I did. So my whole concept was, for doing this, like I've seen a lot of drum sample packs and there's a lot of great stuff out there. I'm a very simple person. Like,
same.
So when I see like a sample pack that has like 10 different kick sounds and like 20 snares, like all with like 12 different velocities.
Yeah.
It's like overwhelming. So I was like, I'm gonna do the opposite of all these sample packs and I'm just gonna do one kit with one sound. And I thought to myself, okay, like what are all the different grooves and styles that I sort of get asked to play where this is the sound they want. And it's usually like the 70s sounding, like people go like, oh, that's the Fleetwood Mac sound, or like, oh, that's the Eagles sound.
Yeah.
Or like, oh, that sounds like, you know, Player Come Back, you know, Baby Come Back. And I'm just like,
Baby Come Back.
Yeah. And I'm just like, yeah, this is maybe, not really. But anyway, so I made a sample pack of just this kit only, super dry. The name of the sample pack is Super Dead Drums.
What gave you the idea to make a sample pack?
Can I show you?
Now, let's see if we can work.
God, we gotta watch an ad. I did this video like 3 years ago, and all these people started commenting like, hey, can I use these samples? Or like, hey, can I sample this? Or like, are you gonna make a sample pack of this ever? And finally I was just like, you know what? Yes. Yes, I am.
Okay, so you got the idea.
No, people gave me the idea.
Right.
I wasn't gonna do it.
The idea was thrust upon you. And then what was the next step? Like, because, you know, sampling can be simple or not simple.
Yeah, so like I said earlier, I'm a simple man. So I thought like, what's the simplest way I can possibly do this? So I started asking all my composer and producer friends like, hey, if I made a sample pack of these drums, right here. I was like, what's the most useful way to do that? Like, do you need, you know, 10 different velocities of snares? Do you need like 4 or 5 different snare drums? What do you need? Pretty much everyone's like, no, you just need like, I just need like a hit, like a snare hit, you know, that works. I was like, okay, I'm gonna keep it really simple. Just one kit, just like a few different one shots. And then I'm just gonna play a bunch of different loops, like beats, that I would play, like stylistically speaking, of this kit, you know?
Sure.
So like the 70s, like Fleetwood Mac kind of thing.
To a click at a few different tempos?
Yeah, but the way I did it was I would do like 2 bars of no fills at all. You know, so if you wanted to loop that, you could without there being a fill at the end. And then I would do like 3 different fill variations. And then I would just pick whatever tempos felt good to me. It's basically good if to stretch at like 20 BPM, but after that, not so much. You know, it starts to sound bassy and
Sure,
weird.
yeah.
I used 2 different hi-hats because some people were saying like, I want to do like hi-hat only loops because hi-hats are like really hard to program and make them feel natural. So I did like some loops that were just hi-hats.
Oh, cool.
You know, that you could just fly into, like, if you wanted to use with other samples. Yeah. So I just think like doing something specific, picking a very specific sound and a really specific sort of sound palette.
So we're going for super dead drums.
That's what it's called.
With this 60s round badge Gretsch, beautiful sounding kit. Can you tell me how you recorded it?
Let's start with the drums. Okay, take the bottom heads off. Very apropos of the 70s. Also, you'll see I'm using coated ambassadors, like nothing too crazy. Pretty normal drum heads, really. Drum tortillas. There's so many different ways to do it. I covered the heads all the way. There's varying levels, but I just wanted to go as dry and tight as possible. In the kick, I got a couple of, they're called kick pillows, so they don't slide that much.
Right.
And I just put it all up against the drum head there with a packing blanket and the brick. A lot of people ask me like, is the brick so that...
Part of the sound?
Like, is it part of the sound? And I'm like, maybe. But I do know that the reason I put the brick in there is because it keeps the blanket up against the head. Oh, and then these 70s new beat Zildjian hi-hats.
And when you sampled them, tape on or off or both?
Both. So that's the drums. Microphones. Overheads, I used DPA 4011s. Great. Just reference style mics, very clean. I also had, when we did it, I don't have it up now, Cole's 4038, just mono overhead that I was smashing pretty heavily through that distressor over there.
Distressor.
Yeah, which sounds great. Snare mics, SM57, AKG 451B.
And this is the placement that you used?
Pretty much, yeah.
So you got these XY on a stereo bar just above your head?
Yeah, because again, I wanted to get everything basically as tight as I could and centered. Like, I don't need a huge wide, like, stereo image, you know? So I'm just going as tight as we can.
Focused.
Like, these pick up a lot around them, these 414s. These are BULSs. Anytime I didn't hit a tom, it's like muted anyway, so it doesn't matter. Yeah. But I just like how they sound on toms.
Wow.
Woo! Oh, Shure KSM 141 on hats. This mic is one of the collector's edition. It's a Neumann U47
Fat.
Yeah, that I got from Sweetwater. This is just an old D12 that I found on eBay.
I just thought of a great audio company brand name. Ready? Warn Audio.
Wow.
Pretty worn out. Dude, that sounds so worn.
From one dad to another. That was great. Anyway, bottom snare, Sennheiser 441. Room mics, which probably my friend Keith Armstrong mixed everything. I'm pretty sure he muted.
Okay.
These because we wanted it to be like as tight as possible.
Sure.
I used them anyway, just AEA N8s. They're really good in my room because they're kind of dark. So that's the mics.
Great drums, great mics. And then you played them.
Yeah.
For people who maybe are like, oh, samples are so not cool, you could also actually just hire you and you could actually play on a song.
I tried to be as thorough as I could with like including like very like down the middle grooves and then including some grooves that were like had a little more interest to them, you know, like ghost notes and things like that and fills and stuff. But yeah, if there's something specific you need, just call me. Jake Reed Music.
JakeReedMusic.com.
Same thing on Instagram.
JakeReedMusic.com. 1-888-JakeReedMusic.com. Let's say when I go home and I want to buy these, I go just to your site?
Yeah.
Is it just one pack? What's available?
You have to buy it in I have 3 separate packs. So just the one shots is one pack.
Okay.
And there's some other like small grooves in there that I couldn't fit in the other packs. And then I have like funky beats is what I called it. So you get like just some funky beats. They're loops with fills, different things. And then there's one more pack that's all, I call it pop rock beats. So it's sort of like going to a record store, you know, pop rock.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
And then you had them all mixed by
Keith Armstrong. Great mixer here in LA. He worked with Chris Lord Alge for like 15 years. All those early 2000s, Paramore, Hoobastank. The cool thing about Keith and his studio, I mean, going along with the theme of like vintage drums, he has like racks and racks of vintage analog gear, like compressors and EQs and summing mixers and...
All right, so great drums, great recorded performance, plus great mixing. What about price? How much does it cost?
Well, if you get all 3, it's 30 bucks. Super simple.
All 3 packs, it's 30 bucks?
Total.
What?
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
That's a good deal. Now, and they're just WAV files, so you just drag them into battery or drag them into
I guess so.
trigger. And then without going through any specifics, we're just gonna tease this here. You went through all of that amazing outboard gear, preamps, and amazing stuff. Don't tell me which one was which. If anyone's curious, go watch the studio tour we did with Jake. The only new things are those BAEs, which are fire. If you guys want to pick them up for yourself, I'll just put the link in the description. You click that little show more thing. It's right underneath the like button. If you didn't see that, you have to also press that one. It turns blue. And then you can click jakereedmusic.com/store, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Then you just hit buy, and then you have it, and you can use it. Even cooler, if you use it and you can film yourself using it, post it on Instagram and tag Jake.
Do it.
Tag Jake, and Jake will be so pumped, and maybe he'll even share it.
Oh, I share everything.
Jake shares.
Anyone who's like takes the time to like do something like that, I'm so grateful for that. Like, I share it all.
Yeah, yeah. Jake shares nothing. It's very hard to get on his Instagram, but if you do that, thank you for making such awesome samples to share with the world, because as we can all see, there's clearly a demand. Look at this 49-second video with 2 million views. If you're not subscribed to Jake, our mission is to make his channel have more subscribers than mine. So go subscribe to his channel.
I don't know about that.
And then watch his stuff, because his stuff is really, really cool. Any final parting words?
Make some fat beats.
All right, bye everybody.
Bye.